fall in the United States is when wild hog pressure rises fast and hard. As the forest floor thins out and natural food sources run low, hogs begin to expand their range, following familiar travel routes toward crop fields and residential edges. In corn and wheat growing states, it only takes a small sounder showing up at the wrong time to cause serious damage in just a few nights. That's why control teams have to move early, stepping in selectively to keep the area stable before pressure crosses the tipping point. The approach begins along the forest edge. The team splits into two parallel lines, covering the full stretch of low timber, with a light breeze in our favor. Two hogs appear almost at the same moment, each moving along a different corridor. There's no rush, no unnecessary talk. Everyone holds position, waits for a clean and safe lane, then moves together, cutting off both routes at once. This method prevents a single hog from breaking and running, which could pull more animals downhill into the farmland below. Pushing deeper, the terrain starts to slope. One team member takes the high ground, gaining full visibility without exposing the group. When the hog steps out, the situation is handled clean and controlled. Almost immediately on the left flank, another teammate has to act to stop a second hog trying to slip along the ridgeline. Moments like this show just how critical formation and clear roles are in effective hog control. After the initial surge, the pace slows. A single hog appears in the leaf cover, moving cautiously, stopping often to listen. These are usually animals that have learned human pressure, moving slow, testing the ground, leaving signals for others behind them. Taking action early cuts off that pattern before repeated movement turns into a larger problem for the entire area. Minutes later, another hog follows a trail commonly used by sounders to reach crop fields. For teams with years of population control experience in the U.S., this is a clear sign. Pressure is building along a known route. At this point, speed isn't the priority, stability is. Silence and disciplined movement matter more than anything else. One wrong sound, one broken formation, and the hog could turn and flood into the fields in seconds. That's why every step is controlled, keeping the area stable before decisive action is taken. As the forest settles again, The team advances a few hundred yards for final sweep. Scout signals confirm 2 hogs standing not far apart, each in a parallel strip of timber. The team splits carefully. One mistake here could light up the entire area. Precise coordination allows both sides to be handled cleanly, keeping the boundary between forest and farmland from taking on new pressure. Just when it seems the day is done, we come face to face with a massive hog, thick-bodied, heavy, holding tight in dense cover. It doesn't rush, it watches. Animals like this put serious pressure on farmland. One night of movement is enough to destroy entire sections of crops. The team holds distance, stabilizes formation, and chooses the right moment to intervene, keeping control without stirring up the deeper woods behind it. In wildlife control, an early decision is always worth more than a late reaction. One correct step in the forest can prevent weeks of damage below. This isn't instinct, it's responsibility. As the operation wraps up, the forest returns to silence. Down below, the fields remain protected just in time. This isn't about a single hunt. It's part of a long-term effort to reduce wild hog pressure, protect crops, and keep communities safe. In the American South, farmlands are facing a growing threat. Wild hogs, destructive, relentless, and devastating to crops and livelihoods, keep pushing deeper, tearing apart everything in their path. Today, we're taking you into a high-tension hog hunt where every decision, every step, and every breath can make the difference between success and failure. You'll witness strategy, skill, and the flawless teamwork of a seasoned hunting crew. At the first hint of dawn, the team silently moved along the hillside, spreading out from multiple angles. Every position was chosen with precision, based on wind direction, hog travel routes, and natural high points that offered a wide, clean shooting lane. Just minutes later, the iPhone 17 Pro Max camera caught movement. The hog herd had arrived right on schedule. Everything fell into place perfectly, proving once again, in any hunt, the right position matters more than the shot itself. Hogs in this area are incredibly cunning. They never travel alone, always hiding in thick brush and weaving zigzag patterns to avoid detection. We track them daily, studying feeding hours, movement routes, identifying choke points, and dividing the terrain into tactical zones. But when a herd suddenly bursts out, every theory collapses. In that moment, all you have left are reflexes, calm, and the ability to read a situation in a heartbeat. A good plan prepares you, but courage is what keeps you alive. We pushed forward. Suddenly, our dogs barked sharply, signal confirmed. The hogs were exactly where we needed them. A split second late, and the entire herd would break through the perimeter. The team tightened formation, instantly keeping the dogs and every hunter safe. When a moment came, a clean, controlled shot kept the fields below out of harm's way. In wildlife control, timing and formation are everything. Hit like and share to support our mission to protect America's farmlands. Dark silhouettes raced along the hillside, ignoring gunfire, refusing to stop. In that tense moment, the only thing keeping us in control was discipline, a clear target, a safe open zone, and a tightened plan ready to close in. Precision in moments like these isn't luck. It's the result of hundreds of hours of real terrain, real condition training. True skill is built through discipline, not recklessness. Even after taking down several hogs, the rest of the herd vanished into the brush. They're smart, but experience is sharper. We listened closely for movement, identified their escape direction, picked the safest angle of approach, and only pulled the trigger when the view was absolutely confirmed. The golden rule for every American hunter remains the same. Never fire unless you clearly identify the target and what lies beyond it. Discipline and respect are what make a hunt safe and worthwhile. Sunset spread across the hillside, the time when hogs are most active and most dangerous. But with persistence, experience, and tight coordination, we handled the remaining hogs cleanly, without disturbing the landscape or harming native wildlife. The fields are safe. The community can breathe easy again. Today's success wasn't just about accurate shots. It was proof of skill, discipline, and a deep responsibility toward the people and land we protect. These are the core values of every true American hunter. Early mornings in the deep American woods carry a silence that's hard to put into words. But for land managers and crop protectors like us, that quiet marks the start of a serious job. Over the past few weeks, wild boar tracks had been showing up thick around nearby cornfields. Wherever they moved through, the damage was heavy and widespread. That left us no choice but to run a population control hunt. our new generation Ford Bronco pushed deep into the timber, crossing creeks, climbing ridges, until we reached the staging point. This was where the three-direction containment plan began. Just minutes after cutting through the dense understory, a large sounder exploded into view, charging across like a living storm, the ground shaking under their weight. The team held formation, blocked their escape routes, and quickly identified the most dangerous individuals. One clean. Decisive move was all it took to break the herd's momentum. The rest scattered in panic, crashing deep into the brush. We didn't rush the chase. Instead, we marked the split points, critical for tracking their movement later in thick cover. It didn't take long. From higher ground, the scout team spotted a smaller group hanging back in the distance. The lead signaled to keep our space, no rushing in, no stirring the whole forest. When they crossed an open lane, the plan came together. One boar was neutralized before the group could change direction. That's how you minimize damage while keeping the woods under control. About 10 minutes later, along a game trail cutting straight toward the farm pens, several boars suddenly broke across our path. A textbook reaction, likely triggered by the noise from the earlier herd. We shifted to the edge fast, avoiding a direct charge, and handled one animal from a safe shooting angle. The others blasted through the trees and vanished into the timber on the far side. We stayed on them, committed to fully controlling the population in this area. Fresh tracks and torn soil showed the herd was breaking up. In a thick patch of cover, a lone boar was trying to find its way back to the main group. In one smooth motion, the deputy lead signaled a curved movement, cutting off the escape. The animal ran straight into the opening we had already calculated. That kind of setup keeps us from having to push deeper into dangerous ground.